Hi, this is Monica Lynn with Balancing Life. I'm bringing to you a nutrition video today to model a little bit of portion control. A lot of times when we have periods of time where we're at home more or we're out of our normal schedule, we can tend to start eating more often, or our meals become a little bit bigger and bigger. And when we are not cognitive of or accountable to how much the portion sizes grow bigger, we tend to start gaining weight because you're adding on maybe 1, 2, 300 calories at each meal. And over the course of a day and over the course of the week, that really adds up. So I just wanted to go over a few ideas for breakfast, lunches, and dinners and snacks, and just show you some ideas of what types of foods can be really healthy and balanced, and also what the sizing and proportions would look like. Remember that portion sizes are going to change and deviate depending on your age and your height and your weight, whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight or maintain your weight. So this can't be very specific to the general population, but it can give you some idea, especially if you're an adult that's done growing. And I'm doing it in snippets of videos because I'm not able to do all the meals at once. So I'm doing it in little videos, and hopefully this is going to come out okay when I try to bridge it all together. But my apologies in advance if it's very choppy and unprofessional. I am doing my best with limited technological expertise. And I also wanted to apologize because in one part of the video that I've already shot, I said moringa powder rather than moringa powder, which is a supplement that comes from a tree of a tree in India, I believe. I'm half Indian, so I'm a little partial to trying things like that. But I just wanted to correct that right up front, that there's a few things that I probably pronounce wrong, and I apologize. I'm doing this sort of piecemeal across several days. At any rate, I hope that it provides a little bit of guidance or some structure, or gives you some creativity or some ideas that can help you get yourself in a great place with providing healthy meals for yourself in just the right proportions. All right, have a healthy day. So when you're looking at breakfast choices, one of the easiest things you can do is just having a bowl of cereal, if you are somebody that is not gluten intolerant, of course. And what I do every morning is to make sure that I have half a cup of Smart Bran. Smart Bran is a cereal that has, if we look at the side here, that in 3/4 of a cup, it has 17 grams of fiber, which gets you about halfway to your daily fiber goal of 35 grams, which is awesome. So I don't go quite that high, but I always measure because portion control is so important. And even things like our bowl of cereal can get out of hand and add on 200-300 calories if we don't kind of keep it in control. So I take a 1 cup measuring cup and I add about half a cup. So that's probably around 12 or 13 grams of fiber, which is super good. And then I go for like another high fiber cereal. This one here is 6 grams of protein and 5 more grams of fiber. And then I just fill up the cup with another little bit of cereal because it adds a little more flavor, since Smart Bran is kind of like eating cardboard. It's not terrible, but it's not very interesting. So this has got some good nuts and some dried fruit, pumpkin seeds. So you add that to it and then dump that cereal in there. And then you just want to make sure you have fruit with every single meal. So then I just put about a half a cup of berries or half a banana in there. And then we add milk. If you're a milk drinker, it's totally great because then you get some calcium and protein from the milk, although I end up usually doing almond milk. And this doesn't have a lot. You can see on here too that you've got, it does have some good calcium, which is awesome. It does not have much protein. So that's the only drawback. So sometimes milk is better in that way of getting more protein. So then I don't measure the milk. I just do, whatever you like for your cereal, and voila. One breakfast choice that is very easy, very healthy, and a great start to your day. So another thing that you can do as a quick and easy breakfast, this can be a breakfast, this could be a lunch, this could be a snack, is a juiced smoothie. So this is just power greens, if you can see over here. You can take a little handful of power greens, which is kale and spinach and chard, and then chop up a little bit of cucumber to put in there. I'm throwing in just a handful of red grapes. The darker colored fruits are always the ones that have more tannins and things in their skin. So then we can put in a little bit of blueberries as well. This is a little bit of protein powder, which this one is made out of hemp. Hemp and pea protein are probably the two best sources of protein these days. I mean, these things change from time to time, but soy can be sometimes questionable. Whey can be difficult for some people with it coming from like a milk source. Oops. But hemp and pea protein are both pretty easy sources. And then I added just a little spoonful of something called moringa powder. It has tons of antioxidants in it as well. And then to make it a little bit sweet and a little more palatable, I'm just adding a little bit of this 100% juice. As long as you stay clear of juices that have high fructose corn syrup in them, then you are golden. So giving that little bit of liquid. There's a lot of liquid actually in these fruits and vegetables, so you don't need a ton. And then you simply press down. So you've got a little protein from the protein powder, some fruits and vegetables. Oops, sorry, I'm kind of struggling. And then you're left with a green drink that can sustain or tide you over between meals or in addition to part of a meal. And a great consistency. Okay, so here is another meal idea with some good portion sizes being able to be displayed. Whenever I do a salad, whether this is for lunch or for dinner, I always start with power greens, which you're looking at baby chard, spinach, and kale. Sometimes I'll do arugula. So that's about 1.5 cups of greens. And then we've got a couple mini bell peppers, a little section of cucumber, some tomatoes. I have here some dried goji berries, which are really good for your liver health, a little handful of pumpkin seeds or pepitas, and then those are the goji berries, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. This is a nice low-fat vinaigrette, which is really delicious, and a little basil on top. And then I always use fresh ground pepper because pepper is really good for you. So you can see what it looks like as far as the ingredients, because sometimes once it's all put together, it's hard to see how much you're actually using. And then the end result would be here, where you've got all of those salad ingredients put together into the salad, and then a nice chunk of, this is moonfish or opa, and it's sold at Costco. And again, if we look at the hand, you know, if you're looking at the size of the hand for a protein, it's pretty thick on the side, and that's about the size of a hand. So hopefully that helps you with portion control and really a lot of varied vegetables and colors and all of the things that we need in order to keep our bodies healthy from day to day. Okay, so when you're making dinners, the best rule of thumb to go by is to get about 1.5 to 2 cups of vegetables on your plate. And then you want a piece of protein that's about the size of your hand. So, oops, sorry. That's a hard distinction to make. So if I look at my hand, the size-wise, and then you fold it in half here, so we look at the thickness, that's about the same size as that protein. A glass of red wine is always fine. It has good antioxidants in it to help your immune system. And then if you like bread or rice or pasta, having about that amount. So not needing an entire roll or a huge bed of rice or a lot of pasta, but allowing yourself to have just a little bit so that you get the satiety from the foods that you enjoy without overdoing it and feeling like you have to have a lot of anything. So here you go. Here is an example of a well-proportioned meal with protein, vegetables, a little carb, a little red wine. Bon appetit!